Hey everybody, it's Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com. It's at the end of a Thursday, the last Thursday of February, which is kind of cool because that means next Thursday is March 1st, which I'll talk about in a second. Just finished filming another 2 episodes of Death Watch Apothis with Luca. It was a blast. We're having a lot of fun filming that. We're almost done actually filming the entire season. The ones that we filmed today you'll see next Wednesday. We've getting a lot of good reviews from it or good comments from it, so thank you very much for those who have been watching it. And I just wanted to kind of make an announcement video of sorts. I've already posted this on our site and I sent it out to our email subscribers, but I figured not everybody on YouTube goes to our site or is on our email newsletter. So we just want to make sure that everybody knows what is coming up. We did a lot of planning, a lot of consideration for 2018, specifically for the next couple of months. We really want to make 2018 just our best year yet for the quality of content that we put out, and then hopefully that would also mean the best year yet for our business as well in terms of growth. But growth starts with quality, of course. And like my goal was to make 2017 look awful compared to 2018. Not because it was awful, but because 2018 would just be so much better. So I've really kind of regrouped my thoughts. Dave is super busy over at the bunker now, so you're not going to really see him in many videos with a few exceptions. And now, so I'm kind of taking on the full role of making sure we have a lot of really good content. And I'm excited about it. In fact, I have a few interesting things to tell you. I also put a link in the video description to the text version of this pretty much. The one that I put out, so if you don't feel like watching me just talk about it, you just want a quick version, just go click that link and go to our site. Make sure you leave some comments too, let us know what you think. So basically, so what's coming up? Death Watch Apothis is actually almost done. You'll get next week, and then the week after that will probably be the finale. But Death Watch Apothis was just an intro to our grander scheme for what I want to do for Warhammer 40k in 2018, and that is to kind of create the MWGCU. Can't say the MCU because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is already taken. I've always had our narrative campaigns linked, but now I am more purposefully doing so. For example, Death Watch Apothis is pretty much going to lead into the Apothis Crusade, which is a spiritual successor to the Warzone Apothis campaign we did about 3 summers ago, or back in 2015. Yeah, 3 summers ago, where guests could come in and actually their battle reports that they did with us would influence the outcome of a certain campaign. And we did that one. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun, and our audience really liked it. And so we're going to be going and doing that again. So the Apothis Crusade will allow guests to influence it. So the events in Warzone or in Death Watch Apothis will lead directly to this. So basically the Apothis system, where you see the Necrons and the Orcs and the Imperium fleet with being led by the Admech, are all something that's going to escalate to a full-scale battle, and the battle reports will reflect that. And so that'll be starting in March, probably the 2nd or 3rd week of March. You'll start to see battle reports come out about that. And so all of our battle reports, it won't be on the Wednesdays, so it'll be our normal battle reports. We'll still have some Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy battle reports be coming out, and there might be some regular battle reports as well, especially when reviews are to be done for new armies. But there'll be a lot of our battle reports will be Apothis battle reports. So they'll still be games, but they'll be more narrative. They'll have more of a story behind them and influence the outcome of what's going on in the sector. And then, at the same time, I will be starting another 40k narrative campaign in March as the Death Watch ends. It'll probably be about 2 or 3 weeks after we finish the Apothis campaign, or the Death Watch campaign, and it's going to be 95% sure it's going to be a Harlequin narrative campaign with me being the GM and Quirk being the main character, or the main player in it, and telling an interesting story. And this will set up another phase, or in introducing even more characters and more races into the overall universe. In the meantime, linking in stuff from old narrative campaigns as well. At the same time, next Thursday, March 1st, we're starting our Dark Heresy role-playing game show. And that is going to be done live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you can't watch it live, no worries. If you're a Vault member, we're going to post the recording of it in the Vault. But if you're not a Vault member, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see it unless you watch it live. And the reason for that is because we need to monetize it in order to be able to pay for the large cost it actually is to have 8 employees in a room at a time for the entire afternoon rather than filming other content. So it'll be available for live for free, so you can join in and watch it. Afterwards, it'll be in the MiniWarGaming Vault, and so you can watch it there as well. The first episode I'm probably going to put out for free, so everybody can see it and kind of entice people to try out the Vault as well. But that Dark Heresy is going to be the players are going to be acolytes for Inquisitor Rin. Inquisitor Rin is the Inquisitor of the 3 Death Watch campaigns that we've now had. So we're going to actually have the role-playing game. They're actually going to be going to the planet of Tyrus. And if you recognize that name, it's because it was in a narrative campaign, the Tyrus incident that Josh was in. It was the Space Marine Sentinels of the Forge chapter versus Gene the Cult and some other things as well. But that was over 100 years ago. 100 years has passed because we've updated our timeline as Games Workshop updated theirs. So it's going to tell the story of them going there, hunting for some Xenos artifacts, looking for the Jewels of Ymir, and hopefully you know what that is. If you don't, it's okay, it'll be explained. And that is going to introduce even more into Phase 2 of the Apophis Crusade. So the Apophis Crusade will go for a few weeks in tandem with the Harlequin narrative campaign and the Dark Heresy role-playing game show. And all those stories will intertwine in the end to create Phase 2, which will be the next Apophis season, and expand it even further. So it's this grand universe kind of idea that will continue as we continue throughout the year. So we're really excited for that. On a non-40K note, our This Is Not a Test Season 2 is almost done filming, and it's going to start to go out this coming Saturday. Today's Thursday, so you're looking at 2 days from now. That, if you're not familiar with what that is, This Is Not a Test is a post-apocalyptic miniature war game by World's End Publishing. And we did a season of it a few months back, and people really liked it, and we loved it, and Dave just absolutely loved being in it. So he really wanted to do a season 2, and so we've done that. We're almost done filming it, but even though we're not done filming it, we can still start publishing it, because we've got the first 5 weeks of content already done, our first 4 weeks of content already done. So that's going to go out on Saturdays weekly for about 6 or 7 weeks, depending on how many episodes we end up filming. So that'll be available to you, so that'll be a lot of fun too. And it's worked out really well, so I think you'll enjoy that. In the Fantasy and Age of Sigmar front, we got good news and bad news. Good news is we're doing an End Times campaign that Luca is heading up, and I think it's going to be spectacular. It's going to go throughout March and maybe a bit of April on Saturdays. That's the good news. The bad news, it means the end of our Warhammer Fantasy coverage for now, because we're going to be kicking off an Age of Sigmar narrative campaign that'll be going on Saturdays in April, which I will be GMing. That's right, I am getting into Age of Sigmar. I've been reading the novels, I've been reading the battle tomes. It is fantastic. I love the Age of Sigmar lore. I am so glad that they're starting to flesh out more what the realms are. There's still a lot of question marks, and that'll get filled out hopefully over the next couple of years as they release more stories, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to be getting an Age of Sigmar and running a narrative campaign with that. That'll be going on Saturdays instead of Warhammer Fantasy. I know we've already received a lot of comments from Warhammer Fantasy players, some saying, well, that's the only reason I'm a Vault member, I'm going to cancel. I understand, I get it. That's it. Whenever we stop covering something that we've covered, especially for a while, that people do get upset by that. And I understand. If that's the only reason you come and watch us, I understand why you need to cancel your Vault membership. But the fact is, the Age of Sigmar audience is much bigger, so we need to give that much more of our attention. And it has a lot of potential to be really cool, too. I have terrain being made right now by Lee and by Greenleaf Terrain. Should be spectacular. And we're working on rebasing our models to circular bases and getting new armies as well. We're really pouring into our Age of Sigmar coverage what we do for 40K as well. So it's really expanding on those things. I think that's all the announcements I have. Now, I did have some questions that people were asking, like, well, does that mean that you're not going to be doing XYZ anymore? It's like, we're still going to be, what you're basically going to be seeing is every Monday and Friday you'll see the 40K battle reports. Tuesdays will be Age of Sigmar battle reports, and then eventually Saturdays will be switched from the Warhammer Fantasy to Age of Sigmar narrative campaigns instead. Wednesdays will be our 40K narrative campaigns. Thursdays for a while, it's not going to always, I don't think we're always going to be doing a role-playing show on Thursdays live. It's very taxing for our resources to need that many people every week. And so those probably will come in spurts, depending on how successful they are. If tons of people sign up for the Vault, well, that pays for it, and then we'll do them even more. But we'll have to kind of wait and see. But Thursdays for a while will be the live Dark Heresy show. The other question I had is for the Blue Collar Heresy. People think, well, does that mean the Blue Collar Heresy is done next Thursday? And it's not. There's 6 episodes in total for that. So they'll just overlap, and you'll get 2 a day for a couple of weeks. So boo-hoo, too much role-playing game show stuff, right? But we're loving it. We're absolutely loving everything we're doing. And we're hoping that you're seeing a difference in the quality of our content as well. We're working really hard to do so and to try to make it fantastic for you guys, for our viewers, especially for our Vault members, because you are our lifeblood. Our advertising revenue just can't cut it. It wouldn't even pay really for one person to do this full time, and that's assuming that one person can get as many views as we do with all the videos that we put up. But Vault members are what make this possible, so thank you so much if you're a Vault member. If you're not a Vault member, I would ask you to try it out. If you've never tried it out, you can get a free 7-day trial at miniwargaming.com/vault trial. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's thousands of videos. If you get a silver membership, which I strongly recommend, you get access to a library of over 1,000 quick tips of painting tutorials. There's just tons and tons and tons of stuff. that will help you to paint better and have more fun with the hobby. And this isn't everything we're doing as well. There are other games that we're going to be covering. Mike has been hard at work contacting companies and getting them to advertise or sponsor battle reports, and so you'll be seeing other games too. I'm not going to reveal those right now just because things are still in the works, but over 2018 you'll actually see us probably cover more games than we have for quite a few years, in little spurts of course, so whatever the companies are able to sponsor for us to do. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the announcements. I'm a little tired. It's the end of the day. We've been filming. I've been filming a lot. I'm writing 3 or 4 narrative campaigns simultaneously, which I'm loving, by the way. I know that might sound like I could burn myself out. Heck, maybe I will sometimes, need a break. But right now I'm loving writing all these role-playing game shows and all these narrative campaigns and GMing them. It's just so much fun. And I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm hoping 2018 will reflect that in the quality of what you see. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Happy wargaming.